Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. What if you've never seen my face before? My name is Courtney. Hello. So this is a weird video because I'm just gonna go through with you my experience for my boobies. So my boobs are 4 years old now, and yeah, I'm just gonna talk to you about all of like the general questions that get asked about boob jobs. I'm going to do a little bit of a story time about how my experience went and what the day was like, and how we are 4 years later. So yeah, I do have some notes because I thought that this might be a bit of a long topic to get through. So I'm going to try and not be like boring. I'm trying not to long this out. I'm just going to get down to it. I'm going to tell you what's what, but the chances are I'm going to ramble for like 5 hours. First things first, I just want to put this out there because you know that the internet is at our place. I'm just going to put this out there basically because the internet is a dickhead. So I am not telling you you need a boob job. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need a boob job. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you don't need a boob job. What you do to your body is up to you. So this is not advice, alright? This is not advice. If anything, this is how not to live your life by Courtney, alright? These are the things that you shouldn't do. I'm not saying don't have a boob job. I'm not saying don't have a boob job. I'm not saying do have a boob job. It's just some of the things about like why I chose to have a boob job probably weren't the like, what's the right word there? I didn't choose my boob job for the right reasons, but we'll get into that. So yeah, that's the little disclaimer. Alright, don't feel like you've got to do it. Don't feel like you need to do it. And obviously with Instagram and everything else these days, and everyone looks as they do on Instagram, you know. You are enough just as you are, is basically what I'm trying to say. So don't worry about it. Right, let me have a look at these notes because we have one. So I had my boob job done on the 21st of February 2017. Wow. I was 22 when I had my boobs done. I went to MYA, I went to the Fitzroy surgery in London. I did the consultation, I met the surgeon, we got to try out different implants. That was well cool. So when you go for the surgeon consultation, they give you these massive fucking implants to put in your bra or put in your top to see what's what and see what you like. I picked the biggest implants I could go for. My boobs are a whopping 450 cc. Why I got a boob job? Let's talk about that. So I got a boob job for a really stupid reason. I got a boob job because I was angry with my ex-boyfriend and I wanted to annoy him. That's the honest answer. I could have lied to you and been like, oh no, because I was insecure about my boobs. I wasn't. I had my boob, before I had my boob job, my boobs were a 34C. I didn't have much to complain about, you know. C's a pretty nice handful, isn't it? But I wanted to piss him off, and the first thing I looked at was having a BBL and having butt implants put in, just because I wanted to annoy him. But that came up as a minimum of £8,000 in the country at the time. So I was like, let's have a boob job instead then, a bit cheaper, you know, make me feel good. So yeah, it all went really quickly. I think we had our consultation in November, and by February I had them in. It was not a long way. I strongly would recommend I would strongly recommend putting a lot more thought into something like this. It is a big decision. Think about these things and take the surgeon's advice. The bit that everybody wants to know. They were, I think, £6,400. and I went for the biggest size I possibly could have. My surgeon told me the maximum I could go was 450cc, and I'd read a lot about how girls get their boobs done and they come out of surgery and they're like, oh my god, why didn't I go bigger? Because the size does not correlate to the price. The bigger you go does not mean the more expensive they are. This is the same price for everything. So I thought, may as well get my money's worth, let's just shove it all in there. And yeah, my surgeon said to me, he was like, going this size will mean that after about 2 years, your boobs will begin to drop and you could get stretch marks, and they're not gonna look as good, so you need to have an uplift as well when you're going to be this size. But I didn't have the money for the uplift. They wanted 8.5 grand for the uplift, and I would just put all my pennies together to get the money for the boob job. So yeah, so I just was like, no, I'm 22, I don't need an uplift, we don't need to do that, I'm just gonna have the boobs. Chest looks well pale. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I was like, no, we don't need an uplift, I'm only 22, I'm not having one of those. And just went for it, basically, without an ounce of thought. Just was like, fuck it, let's do it. So on the day, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I left Worthing station on the train to get to London. I had my appointment at about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock even, maybe, it was 4 years ago. So it might have been like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was meant to stay in the night, so you can pay extra to stay the night. I did, but then I didn't stay the night. But I did get food, and the food at MYA is really nice. Like, I had a chicken and bacon salad, totally going off topic, but it was really good. Yeah, so it was, I'd already knew what to expect because I'd done so much research on it. And I was not nervous at all. There was not a single little bit of nerve in me. I was just like, let's do this, I am ready, like, get them in, you know, like, just get them in. And I remember going and being called up to my surgery, and you get given your room and you have to do a pregnancy test, and they check like your weight and that, and they put you in the little dress thingy, like the nightgowns, and they put these big green stockings on you for circulation. And then the surgeon comes into your room with his big blue marker pen and draws all over your boobs and what he's going to do. So he writes 450cc across your chest. He puts the UP in for ultra high profiles, I think it was UHP even. He draws lines on where he's going to make his incisions. It's a very rough sketch. There's like, it's not detailed, it's just that lines up, go. Yeah, so we did that, and I was getting all excited, and then I think like an hour or two later, they call you up to another room, and you go into this small room first, and they just talk to you there to make sure you're still 100% certain. You are given multiple opportunities to change your mind, like multiple opportunities, because it's a big thing. And yeah, they go into this little room, they ask you, you're like, are you ready? Are you feeling okay? Are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I can't wait. And I walked into this operating room. I'd never been in an operating room. And I remember going in and I remember seeing this room. There was this big glass window that was floor to ceiling at the front of this surgery room. Because, you know, it's all posh and crap. It's not like a hospital. Well, it is like a hospital, but it's a lot posher than a hospital. And they were like, this is the anaesthetist, this is the surgeon. Obviously I'd already met the surgeon. These are all the people. There's like 8 to 10 people in a room for a boob job. There's loads. It was like a massive room as well. It wasn't like a hospital room, as you might think. It was this big room. And it's got the operating table on it, and they ask you to lie down on the operating table, and I was so happy. I was literally singing to the room. I was that happy that I was doing it. And they lie you down on the operating thing, and you have your arms out like this, and you're lying on your back, and they strap your arms down with these Velcro straps. And he's like, right, we're going to put the anaesthetic in now. And he put the anaesthetic in my arm, and it felt warm and cold at the same time. It's really weird. And I remember it going in and being like, I was still singing at this point, singing to the surgeon and everyone. And yeah, obviously I fell asleep. They did the thing, they popped it all in and all that jazz. And then I came out and I was lying on this bed. I remember waking up and I was just outside the surgery room in this little like side room where they had the beds for the people that had just come out of surgery. I was only in there for 45 minutes. 45 minutes for a boob job. Crazy. Yeah, and I remember waking up and I was like, woken up, excuse me for all the chins that you can see whilst I'm doing this. I woke up and I looked down and I was like, oh my god, there was these massive lumps on my chest. And I was like so happy, and then I see out the door my surgeon coming out of the surgery room. And I was like, thank you so much, I love them already. Like, I loved them from the second I saw them. I was like, this is the best thing ever. Anyway, the lady came round, she gave me some paracetamol or cocodamol, I thought codeine, I don't really know. I was still very, like, I was still under the effects of the anaesthetic, so I don't really know what was going on at that point. And then we went back to my room, and I remember lying on the bed, and it felt like it was painful. And you have these drains in, which are basically these tubes with bags on the end or bottles on the end that suck out any excess fluid from the breast area. So it's going to suck out all of the blood that has been displaced during the surgery. And that kind of like that hangs out of your the side of your gown. Yeah, and I was in there, I was like, I feel like I have been hit by a bloody bus. Like, my chest just feels really heavy. Obviously I'm already bandaged up as well at this point. They've got to think, honestly, do that all in the surgery. And this lady came in, she's quite like, she was a really friendly lady, she was really nice actually. She came in, she was like, how are you? And I was like, oh, I'm in really loads of pain, like right now, like it really hurts. She was like, what have you had? I was like, I don't know. And then she looked at my piece of paper, and then she was like, okay, do you want morphine? Morphine? Fucking morphine! Trying to kill me! And that was where I was thinking, morphine, like, is that normal? Are they supposed to give you morphine after this? Like, I was a bit scared, but I was in so much pain that I was like, just give me the bloody morphine. Just give me that medicine. It was really bad. And so they come in and they put the morphine in through a drip. And she just done a quick like whole bag and just like, there you go, done. And that helped a lot. That was much better. Yeah, then she was like, well, you've paid for an overnight stay, so you have to say you're meant to be staying the night, so here's a menu, pick what you want to eat. So I picked what I wanted to eat, food came, and I was just like, I don't want to be here. I really don't want to sit in a hospital on my own all night. Like, that sucks. I want to go home. So I ended up paying one of my friends to come pick me up from London. At this point it was probably like 11 o'clock at night. It took us 2 hours to get home. I didn't really notice the effects of the morphine other than it like subsiding my pain. It wasn't until the next day where I read the messages that I sent people, the text messages, that don't make sense. So there's words where there should be words that aren't the words that should be there. It's all spelt wrong. I thought I was fine. Turns out I was absolutely wasted. But yeah. So yeah, I went home. You can't lie down. You can't do anything. You can't move. Every time you get up, it feels like your boobs are gonna fall out the bottom. Like, they literally feel, you have to hold them everywhere. I walked around holding my boobs for about 2 weeks. All the time, everywhere I went. Because I was so convinced that they were gonna fall off. Yeah, no, crazy. Yeah, so, and then you have to lie in bed and you can't get up. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you this bit. So they give you loads of codeine. Codeine makes you highly constipated. I nearly called an ambulance because I couldn't poo. Sounds ridiculous, but it was that bad. It was horrid. I didn't poop for like 4 days. You don't really want to know that, do you? That's a too much information moment. yeah, it was awful. The recovery was awful. I cried every single night. I kept on saying, why have I done this? Like, why did you? I'm never doing it again. I was like, I'm never having a boob job ever again. Now I want another one. So yeah, that was hard. Then we went, like a week later, you go in and have your bandages taken off. And I remember having my bandages taken off. I'm still holding my boobs at this point. And this little nurse lady, she's taking the bandages off, and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm holding on to them. She's like, you can let go of them, they won't fall off. I was like, I'm not letting go of them. And I kind of like let go for a short amount of time and looked in the mirror, and they were perfect. They were absolutely perfect in every single way. They were more than I could have ever hoped for. They were amazing. And she was like, oh, I'm glad you like them, but they're not going to stay like that. And I didn't really think much of it. I was like, well, they are. They're made of... yeah, I was like, well, what do you mean they're not going to say that? Didn't really think much of her comment. Let her do her thing. Oh, I forgot to say, those drains being pulled out. The drain being pulled out is like someone's pulling thread out of your body. It's the most weirdest feeling in the world. Yeah, anyway, back to the nurse. So, yeah, she just like checks everything that's okay. That was the end of that. We went home. No, not so bad. You get given this special bra. Well, you have to buy it separately, this special bra, and you wear that from the moment you come out of surgery for 4 weeks. I wore mine for 6 weeks because I thought that that would be better, but looking back, I think that actually was not a good idea at all. Yeah, they were great. I loved my boobs for about 6 weeks. And then they started changing and I didn't like it. They just did not look as good as they were. They weren't sitting as high up. They weren't... I was going for porn star fake. Like, but I was a lot thinner back then as well. Like, back then I think I only weighed like 8.5 stone, and now I weigh 13 stone. So they tell you this in your stuff. They say that, you know, if your body changes, your boobs will change. If you gain weight, lose weight, your boobs are going to change. If you get pregnant, your boobs will change. All of those things. I had no intention of gaining any weight. No one really does, do they? Like, if you're already at your ideal weight, you don't want to gain weight. And yeah, but even 6 weeks down the line, when I was still weighed the same as what I did when I got them done, they weren't very good. They were not everything I wanted them to be. They were okay. They looked very natural, which I didn't want, but now I'm kind of glad that they look really natural. I just didn't really like them after that. And then since then, I've kind of go through stages. So I feel like when I got a bra on and they sit like this, I love them. They're great. I've got blue thread there. This isn't my bra, by the way. I have got a bra on, but this is actually a lace bodice. It's meant to be a top. I'm not on here in my underwear, don't worry. Yeah, they changed. They dropped really quickly, like you have to do that drop and fluff thing. They dropped really quickly. They just weren't as good. They looked like they were meant to be there. And I didn't want them to look like that. I know that sounds really dumb, but I wanted it to look like I'd spent money. I wanted it to have something to show for it. I didn't want them to look natural. Also, I find that because of how big I went, they dropped a lot quicker, of course, like the surgeon said. Don't go that big because they're going to drop within 2 years, and sure enough they did. But I don't know. I can't really say if I am happy or sad at this moment in time, because I love them, but I don't like them. Like, I want another boob job. I want them smaller. Also, right, when you have massive boobs, people just stare at them all the time. You know, that sounds dumb. Of course, people stare at your boobs all the time when they're massive. That's what people do. I do it. I found myself feeling really self-conscious after my boob job because I was thinking that everyone was staring at my boobs all the time, which contradicts everything I said, because I said I wanted them to like porn star boobs. I said I wanted them to look fake. I said I wanted people to recognise that there'd been work done. But that's what I thought I wanted. It wasn't until I had them and I was just like, nope. I don't want anyone looking at them. And they were too big. I think one of the reasons that I have gained like 5 stone over 4 years, oh god, that sounds crazy, is because I can't see. I can't actually see my belly. It's quite big, but I can't see my belly past my boobs. The biggest point that sticks out is my boobs. And I think that one of the reasons I've gained so much weight over these few years is because I couldn't see them. Like, and before I knew it, I had a massive belly to match my massive boobs. Yeah. For a while as well, not so much now, but when I was a bit thinner, I could push this part of my boob and it would click. You could click the bag in and out. You could feel it going. Few like Q&A questions, so they do feel like real boobs. You can feel that there is something in there that you can feel like it does feel more dense. It feels like there's something in there, but when you touch them, but they're not hard. They're very squidgy. The only time you can really tell is when you push down like that, because a normal boob will squish a lot more, whereas that literally won't go anywhere because there's an implant in it. Scars wise, I'm probably gonna just like pop a little scar picture up here. That's what my scars look like now. Here's a picture of what my boobs look like before my boob job. And here's what they look like now. Oh. Yeah, and that's kind of what we're rocking now. They are quite big. So I went from a 34C to a 34 double G. That's insane. I was only hoping to go up to like a double E, maximum F. But the thing is with this CC thing, so basically 1 CC is equivalent to 1 mil. But it can all sits on people's bodies differently. So they say that for every 125 to 150 cc's is 1 cup size. So I wanted to be sure that I got to what I wanted, and that's why I wanted the 450 cc's, because that would be 3 cup sizes bigger than a C. So that's D, E, F. So I knew that I thought that the maximum I'd be dealing with would be F. We got these. I'm gonna probably get another boob job done in the next 12 months. You know, everything that's happening in the world right now is once that's all over and dealt with, I'm gonna have another one done. I'm gonna go for the uplift. I'm gonna take my surgeon's advice. I'm gonna have the uplift. I'm gonna go smaller. I'm thinking 350 cc's. Which I know doesn't sound too different, 450, 350. But I don't want to wake up from my new boob job and be like, where have my boobs gone? And miss them. So I don't want you to feel like you have to look a certain way, basically, because you don't. Just be the best version of yourself. But yeah, MYA themselves, like, lovely. The girls that you talk to beforehand, before you even see the surgeon, lovely. The nurses are lovely. Everything about my experience with MYA, love them. All of me rambling. Basically, as a summary, do what you want. If you want massive boobs, go get them. If you want massive lips, go do it. If you're like, be happy. Just be happy. And if something's not making you happy, you only get one life. So if you hate something, change something. It's as simple as that. Yeah. If you hate something, change something. But yes, that's all from me rambling today. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for listening to me chat shit for like a billion hours. I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope to see you all again soon. I think the next video I do, I'm probably not going to bore you with so much crap next time. I don't know, I might even edit all this up. Anyway, I hope to see you all again soon. The next video will be on Sunday. Anyway, take care for now. Stay safe. Bye, guys.